The abyss is a world of silence, a realm of absolute pressure and perpetual darkness, where sunlight is a forgotten myth. Life here adapts to the extreme, evolving into bizarre and ephemeral forms that flicker and glow in the crushing void. It is a place of geological time, where mountains rise from the seafloor and valleys yawn open over millennia. Yet, in this primordial landscape, something incongruous has taken root, something that does not belong. Scattered across the plain of silt and basalt, like the discarded toys of a forgotten god, lie the titans of the land. Here, in the heart of the ocean, a graveyard of giants has been discovered. The first report was met with disbelief. A deep-sea survey vessel, using advanced sonar mapping to chart a previously unexplored trench, reported a series of massive geometric anomalies. They were too regular to be natural rock formations, too large to be the wreckage of a known ship. The initial ping showed a single, colossal object standing nearly 100 feet tall from the seabed. A remotely operated vehicle, or ROV, was dispatched, its powerful lights cutting a lonely path through the gloom. As the image resolved on the main screen, the crew fell silent. It was a crane, not a ship's crane, but a colossal, land-based crawler crane, its tracks half swallowed by the sediment, its boom, a skeletal arm of rusted steel, pointing accusingly towards the surface it could never again reach. This was only the beginning. Further sweeps of the area revealed more, dozens of them. A fleet of heavy machinery, entombed in the deep. There were wheeled loaders, their massive buckets now filled with nothing but sand and the bones of fish. There were articulated dump trucks, their hull beds tilted at grotesque angles. There were excavators, their hydraulic arms frozen in a permanent, useless pose. They were a surreal, rusting menagerie of industrial might, a silent congregation of steel behemoths holding court in the kingdom of darkness. The question echoed through the scientific community and the maritime agencies. How? How did an entire construction fleet end up on the floor of the ocean, miles from any known shipping? Laying in waters thousands of feet deep? The answer lay not in a single event, but in a story of staggering ambition and catastrophic failure. A team of elite deep-sea divers was assembled. These were not recreational divers. They were a new breed of industrial archaeologists, men and women who worked in the most hostile environment on Earth. Their descent was a ritual of precision and calm, breathing carefully mixed gases to counteract the lethal effects of nitrogen narcosis and oxygen toxicity at depth. They sank slowly into the cold, their world shrinking to the small circle of light cast by their helmet lamps. The first diver to reach the main cluster described the experience as otherworldly. "You see the shape first," his voice crackled over the comms link, "a thin lifeline to the world above. Just a shadow. It doesn't make sense. Your brain can't process it. It's like seeing a skyscraper in the middle of the desert. Then you get closer, and the details emerge. The corrosion, the marine growth, the sheer scale of it. It's both beautiful and terrifying. Encountering these machines up close is a humbling experience. A crawler crane, a machine that dominates a construction. Sight on land appears as a mountain down here. Its steel cables, thick as a man's arm, are draped like dead vines. The control cabin, once a hub of human activity, is now a hollow, algae-choked shell. Divers swim cautiously through the skeletal remains, their lights illuminating gauges frozen. At zero, seats long since rotted away, and toolboxes whose contents have spilled onto the seafloor, slowly being buried by time. Each machine tells a piece of the story. The serial numbers, barely legible under layers of rust and concreted sediment, trace them back to a single ambitious project from the late 20th century. The attempted construction of a revolutionary offshore deep water port. The project, shrouded in secrecy and financial scandal, aimed to create a hub for supertankers far from coastlines. A feat of engineering that was, at the time, beyond the reach of existing technology. The machinery was not lost cargo. It was the Army sent to do the job. They were transported on a massive, custom-built heavy-lift vessel, a floating platform designed to carry these behemoths to the construction site. The theory, supported by weather data and the fragmented logs of a passing cargo ship that witnessed the storm, is that they were caught in a once-in-a-century weather event. A perfect storm of hurricane-force winds and rogue waves far beyond the vessel's design specifications. The heavy-lift ship, with its immense and precariously balanced cargo, was overwhelmed. It didn't just sink, it was torn apart. The lashings securing the cranes and loaders snapped like thread. In a chaotic, final act, the machines were pitched overboard, tumbling into the abyss, a rain of steel falling into the darkness. The diver's mission is now one of documentation and assessment. They are creating a 3D photogrammetric model of the entire site, a digital ghost of the graveyard. They meticulously identify each piece of machinery, noting its position, condition, and any potential environmental hazards. Hydraulic fluid, oil, and diesel, once sealed within engines and lines, are now a slow-motion poison, leaking into the pristine environment. It is a race against time to understand the scope of the contamination. Yet, amidst this industrial decay, a new story is being written. Nature, in its relentless and adaptive way, is reclaiming these steel leviathans. The flat, stable surfaces of the dump truck beds and crane mats have become prime real estate for new life. Brightly colored anemones bloom on rusted steel. Sponges, like bizarre, alien flowers, sprout from the joints of excavator arms. Schools of silverfish, seeking refuge from predators, dart through the cavernous interiors of the engine blocks. A lobster has made its home inside a loader's giant tire, a fortress of rubber and steel. These machines, born of the Earth's iron, ore and forged in human furnaces, have become artificial reefs, the foundation for a new ecosystem in the deep. They are monuments to a double failure, the failure of a grand human dream, and the failure of the ocean to remain untouched by our ambition. For the divers, each dive is a journey into a strange, liminal space. They are explorers in an industrial Atlantis, witnesses to a battle between the colossal and the microscopic. They touch the cold, pitted metal and feel the immense weight of the water above, a physical reminder of the forces at play. They are the only humans to have seen this place, the only ones to bear witness to the slumbering titans and the vibrant, tenacious life that now clothes their bones. When they leave, ascending through the layers of twilight and back into the sunlit world, they carry the story with them. The story of the machines that tried to conquer the surface of the sea, only to find their final resting place in its silent, crushing heart. They remain down there, a rusting, inscrutable forest of steel, their secrets slowly dissolving into the deep, a permanent and haunting enigma on the ocean floor.